The flood of 2016 is now over, and that means the sandbags used to shore up the levee and protect the downtown area are no longer needed. We got a look at a machine specifically modified for this task.
With the dangerous floodwaters returning to more normal levels, the huge amount of sandbags that were used were no longer needed and had to be disposed of.
Well, in the 2008 event, the timing was quite different. This was in 2008 we had a spring flood. This year we had a fall flood. So we had basically spent all summer debagging sandbags. We used workforce staff to help us with that, and we probably had 10 employees out there ripping sandbags, just knifing them open and emptying them out by hand for probably a period of 3 months before we were completed with it. This year we were approached by a company out of western Iowa that had actually turned a trommel screen into a sandbag debagger. And basically that's just a trommel like you'll see on the video that has knives inside of it that tear the sandbags when they're loaded through the system. So we took what was a 3-month process with similar amounts of bags in 2008, and in 2016 here, we narrowed that down to about a 10-hour period of time that it took us to debag the materials out of them bags.
Renting this large machine was the perfect solution to the problem, not only saving the city time and manpower, but quite a bit of money as well.
Oh, the amount of man hours that were saved was tremendous. Having 2 guys work on this, utilizing inloaders for a period of 10 hours versus 6 to 8 people that were debagging, 5 to 6 people, whatever the number was, debagging sandbags for a period of 3 months, 8 hours a day. We had a tremendous savings and a tremendous efficiency as far as processing and getting rid of all of them bags. I will add that when they brought this machine in, they indicated to us that it could process 130 to 150 tons per hour. And when we spoke with this gentleman midway through the process, he thought that we were probably maximizing the efficiency of that machine. So we feel the average was right around 130 ton per hour is what we were getting out of it.
A big part of the reason for bringing in this huge machine was the sheer number of sandbags that needed to be processed.
Well, overall, we feel like there was, in estimates, there were probably about 200,000 sandbags used throughout this flood event. That would be for residential use, that would have been for city use, that would have been for sandbagging the levee. So we had quite a number of sandbags that were used for this event. What we did was we learned quite a few lessons from the 2008 flood. So what we did was establish a dump site so that people could not only bring them in themselves, but we could also trailer them or haul them in with city crews and city equipment. That worked very well. We used the Lake Street storage site for that purpose. Public Works staff did a tremendous job of removing the bags from the levee. When it was all said and done, we probably had about, like I said, the 200,000 bags, which equated to around 1,300 tons when it was all said and done.
The sand material taken from these sandbags can now be recycled and put to good use for other projects.
We had quite a bit of material that we actually used off that site as we were preparing for the flood in September. We'll stockpile this material. We have it at our use for backfilling projects. We can use it for future floods. We'll have it stockpiled for that purpose. And we could also possibly use it, the cleaner material, we could use that to mix with a salt to use for salt sand mixture when it gets super cold and use that for an abrasive on the streets.
To keep up to date on the recovery and the cleanup after the 2016 flood, you can get an update at cedarfalls.com under the Flood Information tab or right here on Channel 15.